I go behind the curtain. Martin is waiting behind the curtain, and Martin's like, bro, you killed it out there. I go, Martin, they weren't laughing at my jokes. What were they laughing at? And I showed him the application, and he's like, ah! You're not my friend. You're just not my friend. So I walk into the dressing room, you guys, and I'm pissed, man. I walk in, I close the door, put the basket down, I'm scratching my head, I'm trying to think, what could I have done to have prevented that from getting to where it went? So I'm like, okay, should I have grabbed the gift basket, moved it out of the way? Should I have had security grab the guy? Should I have had security grab the gift basket and the guy? Every idea that I'm coming up with is ending worse. Finally, I accept it. I jump in the shower, I get out, I get dressed, security shows up. Mr. Iglesias? Yeah. Ready? Yeah, give me a second. I grab my backpack. I put on my backpack. I walk over to the door. Open up the door. Let's go. He sees the gift basket on the chair, and he's trying to be nice. I'll get that for you, sir. Yeah, bring it. Never know when you might need an application. So now he's escorting me out the back door of the theater into an empty parking lot on our way to the tour bus that's at the very end of the parking lot. We're walking for a good 4 minutes. All of a sudden, I hear this. Fluffy! Woo! Fluffy! Fluff, 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 fluffy! I'm like, is he hog calling me? I believe so, sir. It's the guy that gave me the gift basket, and now he's standing next to the tour bus. So there's no way I'm gonna get past him. So I'm like, man. So we stop walking. Security's like, would you like me to call for backup? No, you don't need to call for backup. He's not gonna hurt me. It's just gonna get really weird. So I pull out my cell phone, and I'm trying to text Martin. I'm like, come on, Martin, get over. He's not replying. The guy gets tired of waiting next to the bus. So now he's walking towards me, but he's doing it in a really weird way. He's walking towards me like I'm a dangerous animal. Okay? He's doing this. Fluffy. Fluffy. I'm not gonna do anything. And he walks over and he's just ranting. All right, look here, Fluffster. First and foremost, let me just tell you something right now. I've been watching your comedy for about 7 years now, and my favorite joke that you tell is when you give that gift basket to your colored friend G. Man, first time I heard you tell that joke, I wanted to laugh really hard, but I couldn't, right? Because I was at a bar sitting next to 2 black people. And you can't laugh at a black joke in front of black people because they get all uppity, start chanting civil rights and Rosa Parks and shit like that. Hey, I voted for Obama, but it's too soon to laugh. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I took my happy ass home and I got on the internet and I Googled racist gift basket, and your joke came up, and man, I had me a good old laugh. And I says, you know, I love Fluffy's sense of humor. He likes to push the envelope with his friends, and he doesn't allow political correctness to interfere with a good friendship. At the end of the day, you're still friends, you still love each other, you still respect one another. I said, hey, if the Fluffster ever shows his ass here in Mobile, be first in line to get me one of them tickets, and you came. So I tell my friends, let's go see the Fluffster. I said, but first, I bet you anything he'd appreciate it if somebody were to get him one of them gift baskets like he got G, except we got you the UPS basket. UPS basket? What can Brown do for you? So the problem is, you didn't laugh. You got offended, and I didn't want you to get offended, Fluffster. I wanted you to laugh, but the problem is that, you know, I didn't need you thinking that Mobile was a horrible place and we were horrible people. We were just trying to have a little fun with you the same way you had fun with your buddy G. We work very hard here, 40 plus hours a week myself, and the amount of money and time that we put into that gift basket is only because we love you. Hey, you have any idea how long I was on the goddamn internet trying to find an application for U.S. citizenship? In English? Are you shitting me? Everything's in Espanol. Hey, I voted for Obama. I ain't got time for that. The bottom line is that I'm sorry for interfering with your performance. It'll never happen again. I just wanted to say I'm sorry, and hopefully you'll allow me to take a picture with you. I'm sorry. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a dick. I said, listen, sir, you don't have to apologize. I should apologize. I didn't handle the situation the right way. But you got to look at it through my eyes. I've never had anyone take an entire crowd away from me. That was pretty good, huh? Will you listen? Yes, that was pretty good. Look, I'm very sorry that I got upset first time that happens, I won't let that happen again. You don't have to apologize. I will be more than happy to take a picture with you. Now see, that's what I'm saying right there. That's what I'm saying right there. All my friends are like, the hell with that beaner. I said, nope, that beaner is good people. No, sometimes. Yeah, man. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, I know I have a habit in my shows of sometimes throwing a little Spanish in there. If you don't understand Spanish, I do apologize, okay? I promise I will be translating. I don't want anybody freaking out or reporting me to the management with concerns or issues, you know. What the hell is going on in there? What kind of show is this? No, somebody better hit the SAP button on that sumbitch real quick. I didn't pay good money to hear some Samoan speak Spanish. I'm not Samoan, I'm fluffy. I didn't know why the guy thought I was Samoan, you know. And I've had this happen a couple times where people go, "Are you Hawaiian?" I'm like, no. No, not just a shirt. I thought it was just a shirt, but no. How could it just be a shirt? Just because you wear a freaking sombrero, that doesn't make you Mexican. I see white people Cinco de Mayo wearing a sarape, walking a donkey with a sombrero. You don't look at him and go, "Hola, amigo." No, you're like, "Hey, Ted. Hi." You know, and he's walking around, "Hola, come on, stupid donkey. Donkey, come on." I don't get it, man. I'm just trying to do my thing. But it's funny, though. I didn't know why the guy thought I was Hawaiian until I actually went to Hawaii. I found out that Hawaiian people actually look like swollen Mexicans. They do. I got off the plane. I looked around. I was like, oh, my God, my family. Even they were like, "Aloha, brother. Lo que le, malo, malo." Órale. I loved Hawaii. Hawaii was great, man. They have a lot of different cultures there. They have a lot of Asian people. A lot of Koreans. I know this because I got a couple of shirts tailored at some places, and every time I'd go in, it was always a Korean lady. An older Korean lady who was me. I'd walk in, and this one lady always had a comment to make. I'm there for a week, and every day she had a different comment. I walk in one day, and I couldn't say anything either because she was 75 years old. I can't say nothing back, you know, but there I am walking in. The lady behind the counter, oh, look at who's here. Look at who's here. Oh, shit, we're going to work hard today. Whatever. Make fun of me. But I could handle it, though, you know. I could handle it. People say, well, you know, Gabriel, you go up there and you make fun of yourself. No, I don't. I come up here and I tell you the things that I heard people say. There's a difference. You know, sometimes I set myself up for jokes and I don't realize it. 3 years ago, I bought a Beetle, not even thinking. That's not the joke. Shut up. See, I can't even tell you guys this story already. I wasn't thinking. I bought the car because it was affordable, economical, brand new freaking Beetle for like 17 grand. I was like, first new car. I go to show it off at my friend Martin's house. I thought it was nice. I pull up, you know. Martin! He lives in the hood. I don't get out the car. Across the street, there are these gang members. The kind of gang members that don't really get into, you know, like shooting people and stuff like that. They just hang out on the porch and talk a lot of smack. And so I'm there in a Beetle, and across the street, I hear this, right? I'm like, Martin! And over here, I hear, Órale! Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? How'd you get in there? Is it? Hurry up, Martin!
months later, I go back to pick him up. Now I've had some time to work on the car, right? I put some rims on it, some stickers. I put a chip in the motor so it goes faster. I thought it was bad, right? I pull up. Martin! Orale! I'm not turning around. Hey! Hey! I don't see you. Yoo-hoo! Hey! Oh! What? Check it out, hey! It's the Fat and the Furious! I didn't even wait, man. Got rid of that car, man. I traded it in and got myself a big old SUV. Oh, it was nice for a while. This car freaking sucked on mileage, so man, it got 11 miles to the gallon. Oh, you cannot be badass in a car that kills gas like I kill tacos. You can't be at the stoplight trying to intimidate other cars. You know, what? Whoa. $20 right there. Hell no, man. But it was kind of cool. It had a GPS navigational system in it, an OnStar, which was really cool. You know, I'm driving and all of a sudden this girl's talking to me.
Right turn up ahead.
Woo-hoo.
In 3/4 of a mile, left turn.
And I'm like, whatever you say, baby. Big.
We were in Mumbai, Bangalore, and Delhi. Okay, these three places is where we went to perform. Mumbai and Bangalore, the shows went over very, very well. Okay, there were about 1,500 to 2,000 people, which is amazing for a few going over there. I was like excited, yes. And then we get to Delhi. And when we got to Delhi, you guys, it got a little crazy. Martin walks out on stage and the crowd recognized him. And they started chanting, Martin! Anytime I hear that, I'm like, they know him, it's gonna be a good show. So Martin starts cracking jokes. The crowd starts laughing. He's cracking more jokes. The crowd keeps laughing. All of a sudden, I hear this. Martin doesn't say a word to them. He gets off stage, next comedian comes out, and then Martin comes over to me and he says, bro, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on out there. There's these three guys in the front row. They're laughing like Klingons from Star Trek. I'm not gonna address them. I'm gonna save them for you. I was like, oh, thank you. So then Martin goes back out there on stage. And he introduces me. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabriel Iglesias. And then I run out on stage and the crowd started chanting, Fluffy, Fluffy. And I was like, whoa, what's up, Delhi? And I start cracking jokes, start getting laughs, start cracking more jokes, start getting more laughs. And then it happened. Now see me, I can't avoid things. Especially when it's front row center. So I addressed it. I came right out and I said, well, hello. I said, what do we have here? I said, so where are you guys from? And the guy in the middle looks at me and he goes, we are from Germany. I said, cool, we have Germans in the house. And the whole crowd got really weird. You could hear them. They freaked out because they thought I was gonna start making fun of the German people. And one guy even stood up. Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! I go, relax, bro, have a seat. Don't do it! I'm not gonna make fun of the German people. That's the last thing I wanna do is offend them. I don't wanna end up outside in an alley somewhere freaking in 2 hours. And this is the last time we are going to tell you, do not make fun of German people. As I'm doing this joke about a German kicking me on the floor with the accent, here's where it gets crazy. I get hit in the side of the head by a bat.
Listen to what I just told you, Bay Area. I get hit in the side of the head by a bat. Not Major League Baseball. I'm talking about, I'm gonna suck your blood. In India, there are millions and millions and millions of fruit bats. And one of them, actually 6 of them, made it inside of the building. And they're flying around and they're hanging out in the rafters. And one of them decides to fly down. And basically, when I was doing the kicks, I stepped into the line of flight of the bat. And he caught me right here. And I'm like, what the hell? And I look up and you see it and you can hear it. The Indian people saw that and they freaked out. They were yelling, they did it. They did it. We told you, don't do it. We told you, don't do it. They're evil. They're evil. I'm like, dude, I don't care how evil you think the Germans are. They don't have control over bats. It wasn't like the guy got offended and said, oh, really? Uns release the bat. So now the crowd is weird. These guys are laughing. And there's freaking bats flying around the theater. First 2 minutes of my show. I gotta do an hour. And now I've already lost the crowd. They're freaking out. These guys are laughing weird. I'm nervous. It's my first time there. I don't know how to get out of this. So I literally walked over to the other side of the stage and I started just performing for this side of the room, trying to redirect the focus right here. And I'm so nervous, I'm stuttering. I don't even have a segue. I'm like, you know, it's crazy in America. Everybody in America likes drinking, you know, it's real crazy. Like for example, Mexicans, most Mexicans, we like drinking tequila. Most black people like Hennessy. Most white people like Jaeger. Here in India, you guys like Fanta. And when I said Fanta, the crowd went crazy because it was such a local reference. They freaked out. They were like screaming, oh my God, he knows, he knows. They started singing, Fanta, Fanta, don't you want na Fanta, Fanta, don't you want na Fanta, Fanta. The roar was so big, it allowed me to restart my show. So I started cracking new jokes and more jokes and these jokes and those jokes. 5 minutes go by. 5 minutes go by. All of a sudden, the Germans got offended at the fact that I left them out of my drinking joke. The one in the middle stands up and he approaches the stage. Now this stage has got to be about 5 feet tall. The guy's head was about this high. He was like 6'4". He looks at me and he starts pointing and he's yelling, hey, fat man! Fat man! What about us, huh? What about the Germans? What do we drink? I was like, dude, that was like 5 minutes ago. We were giving you a chance. What do we drink? I'm like, first of all, sir, I apologize. I'm really nervous right now. I had no idea there was going to be Germans here tonight. Yeah, felt like Poland. I don't care if you laugh or not. That's a smart-ass joke. That's a smart-ass joke. It's not my fault some of you pendejos failed history. You better Google that and find out why it's so damn funny. So, all the older white people, God damn it, yeah. So anyway, so I'm standing there and I go, listen, sir, you need to have a seat, okay? The people are getting nervous. You need to have a seat so I can finish the show. And the guy, he refuses. He says, I will not sit down, fat man, until you tell us what we drink. I go, listen, I don't know what you guys drink. And the Indians are being so cute. They're trying to help me. They're yelling, hey, they like Fanta too. And the guy was like, we do not like Fanta. I'm like, dude. I go, sir, please have a seat. I will not have a seat until you tell us what we drink. Tell us, fat man. I go, listen, sir, you need to sit down and you need to stop calling me fat man. Now it's starting to bother me. This is like the 6th time he does it. And I didn't just lose 100 pounds to now get called fat man. So I go, sir, if you don't have a seat, we're going to have a problem, especially if you call me fat man again. And he freaking did it. What are you going to do, fat man? What do we drink? Even Martin, who's behind the curtain, knew. He knows when I'm at that point where I've crossed over. I can hear him in the back. Don't do it. Too late, Fluffy's pissed. So I said, you want to know what you drink? Tell me. Don't ask me where this came from. I got right in his face and I said, blood of Jews. Now, see, automatically, you guys gave me a whole different reaction. In Delhi, that was probably the most shocking thing ever said on that stage. So shocking that 2,000 people at the exact same time got so quiet, you guys, so quiet. You could hear everyone's ass just... And I'm still standing there, my hands out. Have you ever said something that was so bad? And I mean, you knew it was bad as it was coming out of your mouth, and you're trying to stop it, but it's too late. It's already out, and you're like, no. And it's too late. Blood of Jews is all over his face, right? I'm standing there, my hands out. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me, and I'm like, ah! He says, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh my God, thank you. Thank you. It doesn't end there. I'm telling you guys, this is so crazy. So next morning, Martin and I are flying back home to Los Angeles from Delhi. We're taking an airline called British Airways. We go from Delhi to London, England, and we have a connecting flight over there. Once we get to England, they canceled our connect for whatever reason. And so we got rebooked on another airline called Lufthansa. It's a German airline. Now, this is why I believe in karma. Seriously, Martin's like, really? Blood of Jews? I'm like, I know. I felt like they phoned ahead. Ons, take care of Fluffy. So I put down my credit card. I made sure that Martin and I got upgraded to at least their business class because it's like a long flight. And so we're in there, we're on the plane, and the plane takes off. About 20 minutes into the flight, we're just sitting there, we're laughing. And the flight attendant, she starts coming down the aisle with a little cart. Okay, she's coming down the aisle and she sees me and she goes,
Hello, sir. Do you have a preferred drink of choice today?
Martin looks at me, taps me in the chest, and he goes, hey, tell her. Tell her, bro. Come on, ask for it. If anybody has it. Dude, shut up. And then she looks at Martin.
Sir, do you have a preferred drink of choice?
And Martin's like, yeah, you guys got blood of... She's like, Bloody Mary? Yes, yes, Bloody Mary. Freaking Machete's gonna get me banned from flying. So we make it back home. I'm trying to tell the story to my girlfriend and my son. And my girl, she's barely laughing. She's like, like she's jaded. She doesn't laugh at my jokes anymore. My son Frankie, on the other hand, he is dying. Ah! And I'm like, really? He's 16 years old. I go, really, Frankie? You thought that was funny? He goes, yeah, it's funny. I go, what was so funny about my story? He goes, those people you're talking about. I go, who, the Indians? He goes, no, the other ones. I go, the Germans. He goes, yeah, it's funny. I go, what's so funny about the Germans? The way that they speak. I go, what's so funny about the way that they speak? He goes, they sound like the three little pigs from the movie Shrek. I had to go on YouTube and freaking find it, and sure enough, all three little pigs. Und ja, hello Shrek. I was just waiting for one of them to go, fat man. And now you guys. Come on, you guys. You know?
I have waited for this. Otherwise, crime.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And I love. Now, but again,
before I forget, I know I have a habit in my shows of sometimes throwing a little Spanish in there. If you don't understand Spanish, I do apologize, okay? I promise I will be translating. I don't want anybody freaking out or reporting me to the management with concerns or issues, you know.
What the hell is going on in there? What kind of show is this? No, somebody better hit the SAP button on that sumbitch real quick. I didn't pay good money to hear some Samoan speak Spanish.
I'm not Samoan, I'm fluffy.